Good evening, everyone. Okay, so yesterday we finished Harvestella, and before we started Harvestella, we played through the first book of Steve Jackson's Sorcery, and we briefly started the second. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to play next, so I thought I would continue with this until I make up my mind. So before we carry on with the story, we are going to start off the Stream Raiders. I think we're pretty close to the start of a new page, so let's continue on with this. Okay, let's use this guy here. He will do. Okay, so at the end of the last stream, we ended up sleeping in an inn. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can remember, to be honest. Okay. Dawn breaks and you head downstairs. The inn looks like a whirlwind has passed through it. Chairs are turned over on top of tables, plates, and flagons have been scattered around, and several patrons are passed out asleep on the floor. So, do we go outside or we pickpocket the bodies? No, that's very it's not very chivalrous or honourable, is it? Let's go outside. You pick your way across the bodies to the door and go out into the street. As the sun breaks over the rooftops of Lower Car, the city looks clean and bright, like a stone polished to a shine by a fast-flowing river. The effects last for a beautiful moment, and then the people of Car begin to stir, opening their windows to throw out their slop, shouting and cursing at each other as they do so. Pleasant. So head for the bridge. I don't actually remember where I'm supposed to be going or whether I even spoke to the person I was supposed to be meeting. So yeah, just gonna have to wing it, I guess. The market traders begin to set up their stalls, fighting and threatening each other to get the spots closest to the ships. A few sly types, probably pickpockets, begin to prowl the shadows between the stands. There are still areas of Lower Car that you have not explored, but you cannot afford to waste more time in these slums. If the nobles are to be found, they will be on the other side of the river, and if they are not to be found, you must reach the gate and try to find another way through. Okay, buy breakfast, or wait for the bridge to be lowered. We don't actually need any more stamina or anything. Rations would be helpful, but no, we'll just wait for the bridge to be lowered. You ignore the various food stalls and watch the river as you wait. After a while, a grizzled old man arrives and unlocks a small booth by the harbour bridge. He goes inside and closes the door behind him. Oh, let's get a little knock, shall we? Impatiently, you go over to the booth and knock firmly on the door. The man lowers the door. The man lowers down the window and leans out of the booth. What you want? Lower the bridge, you demand brusquely. The man pulls a face curling down the corners of his mouth. It's not time yet. Well, I don't care, you snap back. Shut up, the man replies incomprehensibly. More than my job's worth. The boss'll have me. I think we can bribe him. Let's just say the guard is too busy. Guard is too busy, you shoot back. The city is falling apart, the council is in hiding, and you think they're going to worry about the bridge? Don't care about council, he answers. Vic'll have my skin. Who's Vic? You don't know, the man replies with clear surprise. Vic's going to be ruler of this city soon enough, mark my words. Vic for first noble, so they say. He taps the side of his long nose meaningfully. Now, time I did that bridge. The old man leaves his booth and goes over to a contraption on the waterfront. He begins to heave and wind an ancient winch. It seems to be quite hard work. He's trying to move the whole weight of the bridge single-handedly. Now let's go help him out. You get to your feet and go over to help the man out. Get off! He growls. You'll break it. Help him anyway. Ignoring the man's complaints, you grab the other side of the winch and turn. The bridge lowers much faster than he could have done it alone, though the man does not stop complaining and whinging. Finally, the bridge smacks down into place. The man does not thank you, but sulks back inside his booth. You have found one new clue. Okay, how do we check the clues? I've forgotten how to do this. Items. Clues. Okay, why is none of these seem to be... Oh yeah, they are moving. It's just only changes very slightly. Cannot seem to get it here. No. Okay, this. I remember this being awkward before. How do I get this to one? Is that on clues now? No. Other items. Spellbook. Seriously? Here we go. Clues. There we go, I think that's better. Okay, 4 of the nobles of Kar were each given one line of the spell to the north gate of Kar. You will need to find these nobles if you can and learn the secrets. Okay, reading these clues I think is going to help me remember what was actually going on in the story, so I've pretty much forgotten most of it. The North Gate spell is only known in full to the first noble of the city. One of the nobles is in the city port is a scholar. Lord Mulas is the second noble of Kar. The god Korga may be able to help with your quest for the spell lines to the North Gate. A man named Vic runs several businesses in the city port. Glandragor and Vic were comrades together once. Who was Glandragor? I don't remember. Kar is protected by a series of portal traps. The inhabitants of Kar are greeting each other with the slogan Vic for First Noble. The watchword for the wall of Kar is Cantapani. Okay, we've used that before, so I don't think we need the rest of these clues. Okay, so let's cross the bridge. You cross the bridge over the river Jabaji, which runs like a slime trail through the city centre. Then suddenly the boards underfoot begin to creak. It looks like you might have damaged the bridge when you lowered it so quickly. Okay, that's not ideal. Yeah, let's run for it. Throwing caution to the wind, you pelt for the far bank. You make it to the other side without serious incident and breathe a sigh of relief. Okay, the sound volume in this game is so inconsistent. Like 1 minute it's really, really quiet and the next minute it's ridiculously loud. You have reached the banks of Upper Kar. The buildings here are not as grand as on the south side of the river, but they are in much better condition. Fewer people live on this side, away from the fields and the hills, but those that do are richer. They are also, most likely, more dangerous. But of course, it is on this side of the city that the North Gate stands. Well, I don't think we have any choice in what we're doing here. You follow the road away from the river towards a fork in the road. If there are any nobles still in the city port, their houses are most likely to be on this side of the river. But which way? Hello, Dad's Gaming. How are you, Mr. D? I hope you're good. I haven't seen you streaming for a while. Have you been taking a break, or have I just, missed you? I do. I'm always looking out at the time you were streaming, but I've not seen you recently. I hope you're good anyway. Okay, looks like we have a fork in the road. The early morning sun is beginning to wake the streets of Car. A few creatures roam this way and that. In one corner of spring bubbles with fresh water. Drink from the fountain, look around, move on. You're just taking a break for a little bit. Oh, okay, that's cool. Hopefully I will see you again soon though, because I was enjoying watching your streams. I'm doing really good, thank you. So I finished Harvestella yesterday. And before Harvestella came out, I played this. I played through the first chapter of this game. So I thought I would pick this back up until I decide what I want to play next, because I haven't quite figured out yet what I want to play. So yes, I used to have these books years ago when I was a kid, so it's a bit of nostalgia for me. Right, I think we can have a little look around. Looking left, the road heads through into a residential area that seems well cared for. A short way off to the right is an open plaza. Should we have a drink? Is it safe, do you think? Marta! Pee in the fountain is not one of the options, unfortunately. Let's have a drink. You cup your hands to the water and drink a mouthful. It is fresh and invigorating, as though the water was enchanted. Okay, ask someone for directions. You stop a passing creature. Excuse me, I need to ask you. The creature's head is bowed, and it doesn't look up, but it pulls itself free and hurries away. It is too miserable to speak. There is nothing for it. You will have to explore yourself. Of course, that's what you meant. Let's go right. You turn right, heading away from the city wall. A sign points towards Fireview Square. You pass large houses that have the aspect of official places of business. One is marked with a clawed fist of a moneylender. An elven woman is just leaving. She looks quite worn out already, this early in the morning. So anyway, Marta, how are you doing? I hope you're good. Let's say hello. Let's be friendly, shall we? You stop the woman with a gesture. She looks up at you in some surprise. What is this building, you ask? The woman looks at you in some surprise again, as though she thinks your question must be a joke. It's a moneylender's, she replies, though why they call themselves that I don't know. She gulps back a sob. They are the worst kind of thieves, you tell her. She nods. They are. Happy to take and never give back. Should I help her? I mean, it would be a kind thing to do, but did she get herself into this mess? We don't know why. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it to it. Going to be mean, I'm afraid. Your troubles are your own affair, you reply. Indeed they are, she replies coldly. Good day. Wrapping her cloak tightly around herself, she steps to one side and hurries off down the street. You watch her go with some sympathy. I'm good, thank you, Marta. Let's go towards the town square. The alley gets wider and passing a long building on the left which seems to be full of children. On the steps a lanky man sits with his eyes firmly closed. You bet me a quid you find out later people pee in that fountain you drank from. You could be right. You could be right. But apparently it was very refreshing and invigorating, so... let's greet him. You go over to the man and greet him. He does not look up to you. No, I don't want to play Swindlestones. I can't remember how to play it. And I'll just lose. I am a stranger in this city, you tell him. He ignores you, clearly uninterested in who or what you are. What is this building, you ask? The man does not look at you. His eyes remain closed. Is he asleep? This is clearly a waste of your time. The man is an idiot, or worse. Okay, let's leave him be. You step away from the creature and continue along the road. You follow the road between large houses until it enters a wide square. Odd-looking creatures mill about, going about their business. Several are clustered in a crowd around a monument of some kind. On the other side of the square, the main road continues on through a low arch. 1,000 other alleyways lead off in all directions into Upper Car. Let's have a look at the monument. You approach the crowd around the monument, which is so thick it is hard to see inside. Here, says one of the creatures, whom you yell aside. Be careful. Let's apologise. You apologise, and the creature huffs and moves away through the crowd. Clambering up the steps of the monument, you finally get to see inside, but the monument seems to be empty. There is just a circular rug that fills the floor space. The crowd murmur and whisper. Well, let's ask someone about what's going on. What is this monument? You ask one of the creatures. Can't you tell? The creature replies. Were you born yesterday? I am a stranger here. We don't like strangers, the creature replies. The crowd are clustered around the monument, as though expecting the rug inside to move. I throw a coin. Is anyone else throwing... Were anyone else throwing coins? I don't want to throw a coin if it's something weird to do. Okay, let's do it anyway. You toss a coin into the monument. You don't quite see what happens, but a moment later, your coin is nowhere to be seen. Someone in the crowd shoves someone else who almost topples inside the monument, but just catches their balance in time. They hurry away down the steps of the monument, ashen-faced. Okay, we need to know what this is, right? You'd step away before the banjo music starts playing. Okay. Whatever these creatures are worried about, you are not afraid. You step through into the monument, but just as your foot is about to touch the circular rug, there is nothing there, and then you are falling. Okay, well, we should have guessed that when we tossed the coin and it just disappeared, right? Does this mean we're dead? Where have we fallen? What have we fallen into? You are floating slowly down through the air, turning over and over. This is like Alice in Wonderland. You are in pitch blackness. You cannot see a thing. Then a spot of light appears. It grows wider and wider until finally you emerge to a fate that is nearly worse than death. Oh dear. You have landed in a disgusting pile of unbelievable filth, slime, excrement, sludge, dung and dregs, all the way up to your neck. You are evidently in the sewers of Car. Great. Well, that's just wonderful. You start to struggle up to your feet when a splashing sound to your left draws your attention to a small opening in the wall right next to your ear. Something is coming. Duck to avoid it? No. No, if I'm already up to my neck in shit, I'm not ducking. You cannot bring yourself to duck and simply hold your breath as the filthy liquid explodes from the chute. A moment later, you are violently sick. Gasping for breath, you wipe yourself off as best as you can and wade out of the heap of filth. You can feel it in your eyebrows and your boots. Okay, this is really gross. This has nothing to do with the water. The water was fine. Looks like there's a ladder here at least. You stand in a cavernous sewer tunnel filled knee-deep with slow-flowing, stench-filled water. It is pitch black. You could be standing on a mountaintop or inside a coffin, except that is for a single speck of light somewhere in the far distance. Yes, you're right, Marta. You did tell me. You did warn me. Instead, I got poo-poo water, yes. I did it for you, Marta, because I knew you would love it. You wait, and within a few moments the tunnel is filled with goblins. There are not one or two, but a whole army led by a tall, stocky elder goblin, and chanting a weird guttural song. They pause, a short distance away from you, and the leader steps forward. You should not be here, the goblin declares. This is the domain of the Mad King, and one of us. Take me to the king? Why would I want to go to the king? I don't know. Let's do it anyway. Take me to the king, you demand. The goblin laughs. Certainly. We will drag your corpse to its feet. He gestures behind him, and one of his warriors steps up, grinning and drawing a long hooked blade. Okay, let's cast a spell. I can't remember any of these spells anymore. It's been a while since I played this. Let's see what we get. H. Ugh. Oh, I just remember how finicky these controls were. O. T. Create a fireball. Yeah, we'll go with that. You cast the spell, creating a fireball that you fling at the nearest goblin. It evaporates in a cloud of smoke. The goblin leader laughs. He gestures another of his minions to face you. Okay, that didn't go too well. Let's try another spell. Maybe they've got some... Oh shit, I pressed the fight button instead. Okay, it looks like we're fighting. Let's defend, start off with. The goblin races forward through the muck. You steady your footing and pull back your sword to cover your head. It moves back, shaking with terror. The goblin eyes you intently. Okay, let's go for it then. A moment later, you are seizing the advantage. You leap forward and push the edge of your blade towards its side. The goblin's weapon catches the worst of the impact. The goblin growls and hisses. I guess he's going to attack, so we probably need to maybe just a small hit. Okay, perhaps I should have defended there. Goblin is on you like a storm, launching a strong cut for your neck with its sword. You feint sideways, but can't escape in time. You tumble a pace. The monster eyeballs you nervously. Let's go for a stronger attack this time. Hey JD, how are you doing? Hope you're good. The goblin shifts and runs across the tunnel. The creature growls and spits. I don't know, let's defend this time. You remember this game? Because you've played it before, or when I streamed it last time? Because I was streaming this before Harvestella came out. Wary, you duck back, watching the goblin intently. It snarls. You beat it aside and staggers into the dirt. You keep your focus. The monster eyes you intently. Oh, when I streamed it last time. Yeah, I couldn't decide what to play next, so I thought I would just play this until I figure out, yeah, what game I want to move on to. Let's go for a stronger hit. Then you are leading the fight. You bring your sword up and slash for its neck. The goblin's weapon catches the worst of the impact. The goblin is weakening. The goblin growls and spits. Let's defend. I think we need to get some stamina back. Carefully, you duck back, watching the goblin intently. It swings at you wildly. The sword sings through the air. The goblin eyeballs you cautiously. Let's go for another strong hit. You are leading the fight. You drive yourself onwards. The goblin shifts and runs across the tunnel. Okay, surely we need to be like, come on, we've got to take this thing out. Shameful. 5 stamina lost. The shame of it. Okay, let's continue. I mean, probably maybe we should have tried again. I don't know. What? The goblin leader. There's more of them, of course, isn't there? The goblin leader frowns. He's starting to get angry. He motions one more goblin into the battle. This is really not good. I'm kind of worried that the spells don't actually work on these, because the last spell didn't work. I'm gonna try. Mud. Create quicksand. I don't have any sand. And let's try... Stay on there. There we go. Dud? Illusion of treasure. Illusion of treasure? That sounds interesting. Let's try it. You cast the spell, filling the sewer with illusionary gold and riches. The goblins cackle with glee. You are wealthy, the leader of the goblin states. We will be glad to rob from your body when you are fallen. It's not going well. Right. You feel personally attacked by that spell. How many of these have I got to fight? Oh, we're getting down slowly. Ah, I should have defended there. Oh, good grief, look at my stamina. It's not good. If I've got to fight any more of these goblins, then that's it. We're screwed. Right, I've defeated the goblins. 7 stamina lost. Shameful. I don't know. Is there any point in trying again? I don't know. We're already, like, dead, right? You're feeling breathless and weak. You can barely stand. The goblins take advantage of this and rush you in a great number. You cannot escape. Something moves and everything goes black. Yeah. You have died in the sewers of Kar. Your adventure is at an end. Rip. Okay, let's rewind, shall we? If I can remember how to do this. I can't remember what I need to do. It's been so long since I played it, I don't remember. You're supposed to be able to... You can definitely rewind it. If, I'm now a floater. Thanks, Marta. L1. Oh, I'm pressing... Oh, no, I'm pressing R1. Okay. Where am I? Falling. So do we... Where do you want me to start from? Should we start from where we fell down the sewer, or should we go back so that we don't fall down the sewer? Should we go... Because you know there might be something good in there if we actually manage to defeat the goblins. I will let you guys choose. Do we fall again, or do we go back to before we fell? Whatever floats my boat. Try hard mode. It's funsies. Exactly. That's why I'm letting you choose. Okay, I guess we're going to have to fall again because I know you like anything puerile, Marta. So we'll go back into the sewer. You're happy for me to avoid the poo-poo water? Are you sure? Let's go and see what happens. See if we can defeat these goblins. Okay, we're going to get up. We're not ducking. Right. So this is where the goblins attack. So let's make a move. Okay, so we've got choices now this time. Head from the light, towards the light, or hide. I don't know, should we go towards the light, or should we hide? Maybe we should hide. Oh, wrong button. Hold on. Damn it, I've lost... I don't know what controls I'm using there. Oh my goodness! Night Archer, you made me jump. How are you doing, Night Archer? I hope you're good. Right, well, I think we're going to hide. Because we know there's goblins down there, right? You duck into an alcove in the wall of the tunnel. In the distance, you hear the marching feet coming closer. You wait. and within a few moments the tunnel is filled with goblins. There are not one or two, but a whole army, led by a tall, stocky elder goblin and chanting a weird guttural song. I'm really good, thank you, Night Archer. So I finished Harvestella yesterday. So we're back to playing. This is what we were playing before Harvestella. We kind of like, it was like an in-between game that we played. So I haven't decided what I want to play next. I've got so many games in my backlog. So I thought I would just play this until I can make up my mind. Let's stay low. Let's hide from the goblins. They march straight up to where you are crouching in the dark. 100, maybe 200 of the creatures. What are they doing here beneath Car, inside the city walls? Ah, it's time for the Stream Raiders. So we have got 9 units were placed on the battlefield. Hopefully this is an easy fight, so hopefully that's enough. Shh! Stop talking about the poo-poo water, Martha. Oh, you've got the new Pokemon, Night Archer. How's it going? Have you is it like, have you found it particularly buggy? Because I know a lot of people have been complaining about it. Quantum said the frame rate was a nightmare. Oh, I think we're going to die. Oh dear. Damn it. Well, sorry guys. We lost. We fell in a big pile of shit, and then we lost the Stream Raiders. Okay, I guess we're going to use something a little bit stronger this time. Oh, Night Archer, thank you so much for the chocobo feathers. Towards the filthy, dirty platinum stream. It is really buggy. Is it playable, though? I mean, is it, like, ruining your enjoyment of the game? Because when I played through Potion Permit, that was really buggy. And initially it was starting to get to me until I kind of found workarounds. And by the time I finished the game, they released a patch and got rid of all the bugs just as I finished playing. I'm going to wait. You wait in tense silence as the goblins march past your hiding place. At the rear are 2 goblin generals. How many more soldiers does the Mad King want? The first asks the second as they pass your position. Thousands, the second replies, and then spits. But he'll get what he gets. That he will, the first agrees. Hold on one second. The 2 walk on, still talking in muttered voices. The goblins are tramping away up the sewer. You've found a new clue. Okay, how do I read the clue? It's items. Keys. I can never figure out when it's actually on the correct thing. Clues. How do I know which is the new clue? Oh, the yellow one. The Goblin Army. In tunnels under Car, an army of goblins are massing for attack, so maybe I can use this information as leverage for something, possibly, for one of the nobles. Follow the goblins or head the other way. No, we're gonna avoid the goblins. It didn't go too well for us when we were near them before. You turn and head the other way down the sewer. The way seems to continue into infinite darkness, but these goblins must have come from somewhere. There is nothing else for it. You strike off along the sewer, hoping to find a way out. It is impossible to tell how much time has passed. In the world above, perhaps the sun has gone down and the stars have come out, but down here all you know is that the people of Car are still throwing their slops into the grates. The water underfoot stinks, and the ducts above your head rain with thick filth. Let's try and get out of here, please, and have a shower. Bathe in a river or something. You reach a junction of two sewers, one way sealed by a grating. Well, which is which? Let's go right. You splash on through the water when suddenly your foot strikes something. The base of another wooden ladder sitting in a fork. Test it. You give the ladder a sharp tug to test its strength. The whole thing comes away in rotten splinters, which rain down into the water like so much slurry. There is no choice but to move on. If you keep walking for long enough, this tunnel must come out on the other side of the wall of Car. The goblins must have entered somehow. Perhaps they have dug their own entrance, connected it to the old mines of the Shamatanti Hills even. Perhaps there are even manticores about. No, I remember the manticore from last time. No, we do not want to find any more manticores, thank you. Took me forever to get past that manticore. A bending passage or another junction. Let's go this way. The sewer forks again, but one way is blocked by a rusted grill. A skeleton hangs against the metal. The skeleton's arms hang through the grill with the rest of its body on the far side. Looking closer, you see the wrists have been bound by decayed leather bonds to the metal. You untie the poor creature, snapping its leather bonds easily with your hands. The current tugs at the skeleton and it drifts away down the sewer beyond the grill, arms trailing out behind it as if it was trying to swim. The grill itself is sealed and has no doorway. Why was the creature trying to reach through? Who was standing on this side to tie his arms in place? On a hunch, you look down in the filth at the bottom of the grill. Perhaps the creature was handing something through, and indeed you find a small metal box. But it is nothing, just a tinderbox for lighting fires. Well, you know, Hans Christian Andersen's tinderbox was not just a tinderbox. Once it dries out, it should be serviceable once more. Which way now? That was my favourite fairy tale when I was a kid. The tinderbox. The sewer continues for a distance and then ends in a solid metal grill. There is nothing more here. Oh, I guess we have to go back. Ah, wrong button. Sorry. You retrace your steps to the bend beside the grill. Which way now? I don't have any choice, right? You return to the junction by the rotten ladder. We're going to go to the other junction. A thundering sound announces water nearby. The sewer forks here. To the water. Is the water exiting? Maybe we should go towards the water. Maybe we can find a way out that way. You follow the sewer. The noise of falling water grows louder until you are standing at the foot of a plunging waterfall. The water falls from a great height above. You must be below a river or lake. I don't really fancy drinking anything while I'm in the middle of a sewer, thanks. I would like to stand under the water, though, and watch. You move away quickly before you are deafened. Oh, we have to go back again? Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. Okay, so it's forcing us to go this way, it seems. You make your way along the sewer. In the distance, you hear a dull groaning sound. You emerge into a small chamber where a knee-deep pool of sewage has collected. The liquid is bubbling, and as you watch, a shape rises from the water. It is the smooth hide of a slime eater. It roars, gobbling slime and goo at you. Oh, lovely. Well, let's go for a spell. Raz, what do I use? Raz, sharpened blade. No, can't do that. Talk all languages. Requires a green-haired wig. Have I got a green-haired wig? I think I have got a green-haired wig. I don't know. Let's go for it. You pull the wig onto your head and cast the spell, but nothing happens. Of course, this spell's intended for talking to intelligent creatures, and the Slime Eater is a mindless beast. There is no more time for further spells. You draw your sword, which seems a mere toothpick compared to the size of the creature. Then you close in for the kill. Oh, good grief! So we picked a bad spell there. Let's defend, because it's probably going to do a heavy attack. The Slime Eater growls at you, filth and fetid waste spilling from between its blubbering lips. You drop back through the water and raise your sword, hoping to defend yourself. The Slime Eater skulks in the water, then rises up and charges. You brace yourself as the creature's arms come down, pushing your head into the water. It drops under the water, almost out of sight. It doesn't seem to do more damage if you do heavy attacks. I mean, that only did like 1. And used up loads of stamina. I don't really get how the fighting works in this still. Oh, that's not good. We're going to get shameful again, right? We're going to get shameful again. But it's not doing anything. As soon as we attack, it does as well. Are you right, sweetie? Darling?
Can I hold it? Thank you.
Okay, well, not while I'm in the middle of a stream. I'll do it for you later. Alright.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I guess we better defend.
Candles.
No. So it waited for a couple of turns before attacking. Let's go for it. And now we defend. Defend again. Probably could have got 2 hits and I think maybe we'll defend again. Let's go again. Ooh. 8 stamina lost. Shameful. I'm going to try again because we're really bad at this. So I think we should try again. Can't remember if it attacked straight away or not. It did. Okay. I'm going to go for 2 attacks. And then we're going to defend. Same thing again. Oh no! It tricked us. Oh, we need to get some stamina back. Oh, that wasn't good. Come Right, we need to take this thing out. 15 stamina lost. Shameful. We're doing really badly at this. Right, we'll try one more time. Right, let's try and get our stamina back a bit. I'm gonna wait for it to attack before I go in again. Right. Surely it must be nearly dead. Oh, we got a shameful again, but at least it was only 7 that time. Okay, let's just continue, I think. Otherwise we'll be here all day. The body of the slime eater sinks down into the muck. Past the slime eater's lair is another tunnel. Further on, the sewer ends and a walkway opens on the right. You step gratefully out of the filth and muck into a low tunnel. Oh no, not another dead end. How are we going to get out of this place? You arrive in a dead-end passageway, but there is light here, shining from above. You look up to see a hole in the roof of the sewer. And even better, there is a rope with a bucket hanging from a gap. You have found a disused well. I guess we should test it first, right? You cannot believe your luck. Down here in the dark, you have been close to thinking you might never escape. So you test the rope first, expecting it to come free at the slightest tug. But it does not. It holds secure and firm. The climb will be long, but it will be safe. Reassured, you start to climb. The first few feet are wonderful. Filth runs clear from your legs, but the rest of the climb is long and makes for hard work. Halfway up, you stop for a rest. How do you stop for a rest when you're hanging for your life by a rope? Pray for aid. Can we even do that anymore? Don't think we can even do that anymore, can we? You raise a prayer for aid and feel the presence of slang helping you to climb and filling your limbs with strength. You continue to the surface and reach the top feeling stronger rather than weaker. But slang is the god of malice, and every prayer to him saps your inner vitality. You feel your body grow clumsy and more stiff. Your sword arm has weakened. That's not good. Oh, we finally got out of there. You emerge from the sewers into a wide area of tall trees and short headstones, surrounded by a tall iron work fence, overgrown with ivy and gripweed. You are in the necropolis of Kar, its city of the dead. The sun is beginning to set already behind the city wall to the north. You must be close to the gate now. Oh, there's a graveyard. Let's go toward North Gate, though. You never know what you might find in a graveyard. You walk for half an hour through the thick trees along a narrowing track until you reach a fork in the road. To the left, the track gets narrower still. To the right, a massive shadow looms, so large it seems as though a colossus has seated itself on the wall in thought. A chill wind blows through you, as though ghosts walked back and forth this way. Let's have a look at the shape. The shadow to the right has a jagged silhouette. It is a ziggurat, with perhaps 100 steps leading to its apex. The trees whisper and move. Looking left, you see distant flicker torchlight through the trees. The north gate, perhaps? Night is drawing in. You should get moving. Things whisper behind the trees. Yeah, I'm interested to go and see what this is. Looks like a kind of pyramid. You stand at the base of the towering ziggurat built from carved stone blocks, each the size of a hay bale. The temple rises higher than the city wall, and positioned to catch the first star of evening at its uppermost point, a moment which has just passed. You tilt your head back, looking for an opening, and finally make one out. A small black dot about a third of the way up, but even that is quite some climb. For the less devoted worshippers, a small gargoyle by the steps has an open mouth ready to accept offerings. Oh, let's have a look at the gargoyle. The gargoyle is carved in the shape of a small but spiky dog with long claws, sharp horns, and a pointy beard. Its mouth is wide open, and its tongue lolls out, with a coin-shaped slot at the back of its throat. Oh, let's drop in a gold piece. You slide a gold piece into the gargoyle's mouth. For a moment nothing happens. Then it appears to swallow, and next it opens its stone eyes to reveal 2 crisp and beautiful eyes. Looking into the gargoyle's eyes fills you with a sense of calm and peace. The eyes close after a moment, but the sense of well-being remains. Or did you just imagine that the gargoyle moved? Did we just get our stamina back? You begin the climb, hauling yourself up the first step. Either this ziggurat was built for giants, or ascending is an act of devotion. The next few steps are equally exhausting. You have to throw your pack up first and follow. Can I get a spell? Can we cast a spell for this? I don't know. Let's see what we've got. Sense danger. Can't do that. Let's try, see what else there is. Oh, wrong button. Big, grow in size. What else have we got? Float in the air. Let's try this. You cast the spell, reducing your weight to that of a feather. The climb should now be effortless. Let's keep going. You persevere. You climb quickly up the steps thanks to your spell, but as you climb higher, the going becomes easier. The temple's designers have built a clever optical illusion into the slope of the pyramid. Soon each step is only waist height. You reach the halfway point, almost as high as the city wall beyond, and pause to rest. You are halfway up. Friezes of gargoyles in polished metals ring the temple in this level. You pause to take in the view. From this side of the ziggurat, you can see nothing but the top of the wall, and beyond, the gleaming darkness of the marshes of the backlands. Oh, let's go south. You walk around the side of the ziggurat to the south side, and look back across the city. Nearest to the ziggurat is the inky blackness of the graveyard, but beyond that you see ships' lanterns rocking on the river, and the bustling inns of the dock front. The bells of the shrine of Slang are just ringing out, and the sound carries like a low moan. Let's check out the other side. Making a complete circuit, you move around to the north face. You can see the path ahead, running straight between wild and overgrown trees. It seems very few people came this way anymore. The north gate itself is now visible, however, and appears deserted. Then you notice a point of light. A torch has been lit between the trees. You watch as the torches move through the trees towards the path. They are making slow progress, but they are moving towards the graveyard and presumably from there on into town. The wind claws at you, trying to pull you to earth. You continue the weary climb to the first level of the ziggurat. How high does this thing go? Oh, we're nowhere near the top yet. You climb for another 20 minutes up the steep stone steps until you are gasping and panting for breath once more. But finally you reach the dark opening that you saw from the base of the temple. The steps themselves continue up a little further still, to the very peak of the temple. The opening is guarded by rock-sculptured images of unimaginable creatures. Beyond, you see a long dark hallway with something large and gleaming at the far end. You step into the temple. The hollow space amplifies your footsteps, and they echo eerily for several moments. On the floor, the gilt inlay is written the name of the god who inhabits this space. It seems that this is the ziggurat of the Korga, of Korga the Gracious. Can we switch our god? Can we get rid of slang? You wait for a few heartbeats to see if you have disturbed anything. Nothing happens. And then you catch the tail of a gigantic snake, slithering across the floor and disappearing into a crack in one wall. From the markings along its back, it looks highly poisonous. You enter the temple, but the snake still manages to catch you by surprise, launching itself from a crack in the ceiling behind you. I thought it was like not even anywhere near us. Okay, this is not going to be good. We're probably dead again now. The temple snake snaps and hisses at the air between you. You drop into a defensive crouch, stepping well back. As it shoots forwards, you fall badly as you stagger back. Right, we need to defend. I mean, surely, really, theoretically, just one chop with a sword should chop its head off. I'm not very good at this fighting. We're losing a lot of stamina. Okay, 8 stamina lost. The shame of it. You wipe your sword clean and wait for the violent echoes of the fight to fade away. Then you go further in. The sight of the shrine takes your breath away. The walls are decorated with brightly coloured murals depicting scenes from the religious mythology of Ka. Fine ornaments in precious metals are set into alcoves around the pews, and rich woven tapestries cover every surface. A cunning trick of architecture catches the wind past the doorway and creates a constant ethereal humming, as though a crowd of monks sat in permanent meditation inside. At the far end of the hallway, 4 large stone gargoyles of winged demons watch over the shrine from mounts high up in the eaves, guarding the altar on which a gigantic idol squats, Korga himself. You walk up towards the altar, across a richly patterned carpet. Something about it gives you pause. Its surface is decorated with wide symbols that seem too deliberate to be accidental. Oh, just walk across, avoid the star shapes, avoid the circles, avoid the spirals. Cast a spell, turn back. Do we have any information on Korga? I seem to remember maybe one of the clues. Something about Korga. The god Korga. The god Korga may be able to help with your quest for the spell lines to the North Gate. Okay, I think that's all the information we have. Let's cast a spell. Find safe passage. Okay, that sounds like a perfect spell, right? You walk up towards the altar across a richly patterned carpet. Something about... Hang on, I've already read this. Pit. You cast the spell and a voice enters your head, telling you there are 2 exits from the temple. One is the door behind you, and the other is in the floor in front of you, but it does not stay long enough to tell you exactly where. Okay, that wasn't helpful at all. Hmm. Avoid the stars, avoid the circles, avoid the spirals. I'm going to avoid the spirals. I don't know why. You walk towards the altar, carefully avoiding the spirals woven into the pattern, but along the way something happens, although you cannot be sure what. One moment you are in the temple of Korga, and the next moment you are falling. Not again! Are you kidding me? No way. Oh no. You're falling into the sewer once again, but this time there is a slime eater waiting below the duct through which you fall. With its mouth wide open, you do not even hit the water. Okay, so we just died. You've drowned and been swallowed whole. Your adventure is at an end. Okay. Let's go back to here. Let's avoid the star shapes this time. Oh, hold on, maybe we can cast a different spell. Let's see what the other spells do. That one wasn't helpful. Zen, what does this do? Hobbit in the air, we can't do that. We don't have a medallion. Zap, I don't see how that's going to help. Let's see what this is. Didn't we just use this one and this is like to float in the air? That's... so we fell. So maybe that would work. Maybe that would stop us from falling. Let's try it. You cast the spell reducing your weight to that of a feather. You should now be safe from any pressure traps. Okay, let's just do the stream raiders before we go across. Let's see, what have we got? We got 8 units. We failed with, yeah, we failed last time, so it doesn't look good. Hopefully, maybe the stronger unit I place might be enough to get us through. I swear there's more enemies this time than there was last time. It's not good. Well, that did not go down well. Okay, I'll try one more time, and if we don't manage it, then I'm going to leave the stream raiders for next time. Okay. Let's avoid the star shapes this time. You walk towards the altar, carefully avoiding the star shapes woven into the pattern, but it seems whatever trap is here does not require much weight to be triggered. Something happens, although you cannot be sure what. One moment you are in the temple of Korga, and the next moment you are falling. No, but we used the spell. No. Kidding me? Great, we died again. Let's try again, shall we? Okay, we avoid the circles. I'm not going to bother casting a spell because it doesn't seem to do anything. You walk up to the altar, stepping carefully around the circle in the carpet, and reach the altar steps without incident. You stand before the idol, a fat statue set with gems and curious pock-marked features. Above his head is a plaque that bears an inscription. Weird looking thing, isn't it? It reads, "On Korga's face you kiss a cross, and finish with the lips. For answers to your questions you must err, not else he spits." You step nervously up the steps until you are below the great statue. Okay, so we have to kiss his lips, right? We kiss the idol first. You stand on tiptoes and lean in, preparing to kiss the statue. But where? Does the humming in the temple seem to be getting louder? We've got to kiss his lips, right? You lean low and kiss the idol's lips. And you do so, you hear a small click. Let's wait. There is a sharp stabbing pain in the back of your throat. You try to call out, but it seems the poison on the tip of the dart, which has just been shot from the golden mouth into your own, is too fast acting. You stiffen, a silent scream on your face, then slump to the ground and into a darkness from which you shall not away. Such is the price of failing the kissing ritual of Corker. We've died from a god's kiss. Okay, we have to try that again. I'm gonna have to read that properly. I guess I didn't. Let's go back to the altar. Okay, what does it say? On Korga's face, you kiss. Oh, kiss a cross and finish with the lips. Oh, okay. Finish with the lips. Kiss the idol. So when it means kiss a cross, it means I make a cross shape with the order of your kisses. So if we kiss the forehead first, but then which, does it make any difference which eyes we kiss? I guess we have to finish with the lips. Okay, we start with the forehead. Kiss the idols. If we just do this in order, that should be right. Left eye, then nose, then right eye, and then lips. Hopefully that should be correct. It's a sharp stabbing pain at the back of your throat. You try to call out. We didn't get it right. Okay, let's try again. On Korga's face, you kiss a cross. So do we not have to do the middle one? Maybe we just have to do like 4. Finish with the lips. Oh no, because the forehead is part of the down or the lips, so we need to do the other, right, from right to left first. Okay, we'll go left. Don't know if we need to do the nose or not. I don't know. We're just gonna go right eye and then forehead and lips. Finally, you lean low and kiss the idol's lips. As you straighten once more, you see the idol's eyes flick open. A soft voice issues from its mouth. "Stranger, you are not of my faith," whispers the god, "and yet you have completed my ritual. How can that be?" "Because I wish to disown my god. Please be my god." I am lucky. I have used my wits. The god laughs softly. "My brother, Pashna, is the god of thieves and tricksters. But you are in my temple today. I will answer 3 questions if you have questions to ask." You take a moment to think over everything you have learnt and not learnt about the North Gate spell, but you have only learnt very few lines of the spell. "Tell me the spell of the gate. What will my fate hold in the backlands? How can I avoid portal traps? How can I avoid the guards?" Did it say we've got 3 questions? I will answer 3 questions. Tell me the spell for the gate. Tell me the spell for the gate, you command, hoping for the god's aid. I cannot tell you the spell, Korga replies, after a long and mysterious pause. Only the nobles know. Mulas, Shinva, Theta, and Lorag. The last of these is a follower of Korga, and his line is Tumblers 2 sealed deep inside. Find the others and the spell will be yours. Remember, spell lines are listed in the keys section of your inventory. Okay. How can I find this lord? Lord Theta. You ask, bowing as you speak. The god murmurs to himself, Lord Theta is now blind and begging in a ruined part of the city, but know this, he does not want to be found. The god waits for your final question. How can I avoid the guards at the north gate, I think? You ask the god in hushed tones. The gods laugh simply. There are no guards at the north gate. It has been sealed by a spell for many... Oh, just wasted one of my questions. A great silence descends across the room, and then the god speaks once more. Now, he intones, I have a question for you. You have completed my ritual. Do you wish to enter my worship? I see your current god is one of great cruelty and ill will. Yes. Actually, what sort of god is this first? Korga seems to almost smile. I am the god of grace, he replies. There are few as generous as I. Then I wish to change. I wish it. Very good, Korga intones. There is a moment of quiet humming that rolls around the temple until it becomes almost too much to bear. Then a moment later you feel the god's presence inside you, and the evil voice of slang fades away. My aid comes with no price, but there is a condition. You must act graciously enough to receive it. A great sense of well-being floods your body. You turn and head out of the temple door. You have found 7 new clues, and other clues have been updated. Oh, that's a lot of clues. Okay. Lord Theta is one of the nobles of Kar. Well, that's... Yeah, okay. Lord Theta is now a blind beggar. He is in... Hang on a minute. I just read that one. He can be found blind and begging in the ruins of the fallen quarter of the city. Lord Shinva is one of the nobles of Kar. Is that everything? Is there any more updates? Okay. We could do with some stamina, I think. We're a little low. I guess we leave. You are back by the opening in the temple. We're going to head for the top. May as well, now we've come all this way, right? You turn back to the steps and climb higher, all the way to the top of the ziggurat. Night has fallen. Stars spread across the sky in a peaceful repose that belies their true nature, warring spirits tussling for control of the world below. Let's look at the stars. With your head tilted back, you can see more stars than you ever have seen in this city. Perhaps you are above the level of the lights and the smog and the dust, or perhaps more stars choose to cluster here around this sacred site. If you were a true mage, and not a mere sorcerer, who knows what spells one could weave at a spot like this. Oh, can we fashion a spell? You lean back and look up, trying to recognise the stars from your studies. Let's see. What do we have? Unknown. Ooh, it's unknown. We've got to go for this one, right? Or maybe all of them would be unknown. I don't know, because if you're fashioning a spell, perhaps they will all be like that. You fashion the stars into alignment, and an enchantment is created. You feel your skin begin to prickle, and you look down at your body to see a firm, hard shell oozing out of your skin. A moment later, it has solidified, and you are trapped. Are you kidding me? You try to scream, but your mouth has been frozen open by the causing, and you cannot breathe. By the casing. You cannot breathe. You have become a statue. Just as you realise this might be the end, the spell fades and the shell cracks and flakes away. You shake yourself free of it to find you feel yourself quite invigorated for the experience. Oh, stamina's gone back up again. You have found one of the secret spells of the Temple of Korga. The icy wind chills you to the bone. Okay, let's check out the view. You look out across the city. In the far distance you see torches in the woods towards the north gate. Looking back you see the lights of Carb coming on and the shouts of revellers, drunks and nighttime thieves. The view is quite wondrous, but your journey beckons. You start the long climb back down the ziggurat once more. You return to the opening in the temple. You climb back. The climb back down is easier going. Halfway down you pause to rest. You look out to the north. The thick trees are still lit by torchlight and you hear the distant baying of wolves. Half an hour passes. Nothing changes except the sky grows colder and the wind picks up, cutting through your cloak. Oh, I think we'll climb down. You have seen enough. You climb quickly back down the steps and retrace your steps to the fork in the road. The mud underfoot is stamped with footprints, and in between them the prints of many paws. Oh no, it's the wolves. The road to the gate. But aren't we supposed to be finding this beggar? You walk between clawing trees and thick bushes. The north gate is finally in sight. You can see its imposing, ornately carved wooden doors over the top of the guard huts and low buildings that lie at the end of this road. Let's have a look at the guard huts. You pause to watch the guard huts. They seem quite still. One has a hole in its roof. Weed grows through the chimney of another. Are they abandoned? But between here and there is a long road, lined by thick and gloomy trees, a patch of wild forest like you haven't seen since the hills. You make your way slowly forward, trying to ensure your feet do not crunch too loudly on the gravel. Something catches your eye. Movement in the shadows on both sides of the road. Torchlight. What's going out? What's going on, even? You stop, ducking into the shadows, and watch. Whatever is moving in the darkness, there are a lot of them. Is it the goblins? Then a gleam of moonlight catches one, and you see it clearly. A wolf, clad in tight metal armour. No, a werewolf. It sniffs the air. It has caught your stink. The foul air of the sewers still clings to your clothes and hair. No matter, you have defeated werewolves before. Ready a spell. You open your mind to the patterns of the stars above, but just as the last moment you freeze. One werewolf you could probably defeat with a spell, but suddenly there are more. 10, 20, 30 werewolves pad down from the shadows onto the path, forming an arc in front of you. Let's see what happens. You wait, tensed and ready to run if necessary. Then you notice a man stepping from the tree line behind. Who goes there? He demands. Friend or foe? Friend of whom? Then you are a foe. The man laughs softly. Damn it. With a swift movement of his hands, he gestures to his dogs. They bound forward, two catching your wrists in slavering jaws, holding them tightly but firmly. One flick of my finger, he says, and you'll never lift so much as a fork again. Now give me a straight answer. Are you with us or against us? I am with you, you reply. Then tell me, the passphrase, the man replies, before I am forced to take the throat of a friend. Vic, the first noble? What? I don't know, we're just going to go with this. I don't know what it means. The man sighs a huge sigh of relief, and with a gesture he commands his wolves to release your arms. It's a dangerous night to be going around without saying the passphrase, he scolds you. There's plenty of us who'd have your throat without waiting. Ask him about tonight. What happens tonight? He looks at you in bafflement. Tonight is the night. Where have you been? Have you been hit on the head? You need to get yourself sober, friend. You're right, you admit. He laughs. You're going the wrong way, the man observes. The fight is this way, and he points along the road back to town. I'm checking the rear. The man nods. A rear attack when we face the guards in front could be serious. Good idea. Go well, friend. And I hope you find nothing. With that, he whistles to his wolves and sweeps away into the night. You breathe a heavy sigh of relief. You have found a new clue. Okay. Werewolves trapped in their lupine form by magical plate armor are stalking the city at night. You've reached the north gate. The ground before it is wide and clear and lit by blazing torches set in brackets either side of the enormous sealed doors. Should there be archers hiding in the shadows, they would have a clear sight on you. Off to one side is a well, but there is no other cover. You don't know all of the spell lines, of course, but perhaps the gate will open to a DOP spell after all. Yeah, I feel like I'm not supposed to be here yet. Let's just watch. You wait in the shadows and watch. If the guards are patrolling, you should be able to learn their patterns. But just as Korga said, there seem to be no guards here at all. Perhaps because the gate is locked, no one bothers to guard it anymore? Okay, let's try a spell. I don't think this is going to work. I don't know why I'm even trying. There is nothing else for it. Throwing caution to the wind, you step out of the shadows and approach the gate. Time to see if you have learnt enough on your travels through the city to unlock the gate. I haven't. I haven't even found like half the people yet. Why am I even... Why did you bring me here already? It's not good. You reach the other side of the clearing unscathed and stand below the enormous doors. You knock firmly on the door. When there is no response, you call out, "I am here to open this gate." There is no response. You begin to wonder if you have been tricked, if there is no gate here at all, and this is simply an illusion. Painted across a solid stone wall, suddenly you are not alone. A phantom voice issues from the wood itself. "Halt, stranger," it booms. "Do you know the spell which controls the gate?" I do not, but I'm going to say I do. I do, you reply, although you only know 2 of the lines. You know a few, although you realise you do not know which order the lines go in. "Then I await your command," the voice booms. From across the clearing you hear a scrabbling sound of metal on stone, but there is no time for it now. Tumblers 2. Well, I 2 sealed deep inside. I bid you portals open wide. Yep. Tumblers 2 sealed deep inside. Something's definitely moving in the corner of the clearing. Something coming for you with blades and claws and teeth. I bid you portals open wide. You stand back to see what effect your lines have had. The voice has gone silent. You wait impatiently to see what will happen. Then the voice booms out, "Incorrect. The door is sealed." There is no time for another guess. From behind you comes the sound of feet and swords. You turn expecting to see the guard, but instead a horde of goblins has appeared as if from nowhere and is charging across the dust towards you. It seems the army from the sewers has finally come up to fight. There is no way you can fight 100 goblins, so you dash aside into the shadows. The goblins pour up into the gate. Are they going to try and ram it? But then they stop, and in their midst a small figure is being propelled forward. You cannot clearly see him, but he is wearing a dull metal circlet on his brow, which he clutches as though it were keeping himself safe. Their king, perhaps? But since when have goblins had a king? He is surrounded by a guard of nearly 20 goblins, as though he was indeed precious. You hang back, watching as the figure nears the gate. Leaning down to the lock, he whispers something, but you cannot hear what he says. A moment later, the gate begins to move. It's opening. Yeah, run for the gate. This is your chance to leave the city. You rush forwards, waving your sword madly to clear a path through the goblins. You are nearly through when suddenly a great cry goes up from outside the walls. Something is moving out there. I'm going to keep running. Keep going. You keep pelting madly forward, for once simply running madly and not waiting to look around. You are almost through the gates when you see what is out there. An army of marsh goblins. 1,000 of them, fully armed and stampeding into Car. Oh, that's like, it's really bad though. We probably should. I don't know. I'm going to keep going. You try to fight your way forward, but the invading army pushes you back with a force like an oncoming tide that sweeps you off your feet and dumps you onto the other side of the clearing. The incoming goblins spill through the gate, filling the clearing and meeting their hill cousins in a loud and violent celebration. Oh, I thought they were fighting each other. Okay. The man with the circlet at the gate cries with glee. A new day for Car begins, he cries, clambering onto the shoulders of a nearby goblin, as though about to make a speech. Quite suddenly, the goblins that are carrying him let him go. He cries out as he falls to the ground. A sword goes up. There is a scream. They have murdered their own king. What is going on here? The circlet from his head rolls down to your feet. The goblins, clashing sword on shield, look towards the city with violent eyes. From the way the king was clutching the circlet, you might have thought it was a thing of power, perhaps akin to the crown of kings itself. But it is nothing, cheap, hammered iron. It still bears the groove from where it was once a goblin's sword. You toss it into the dust. Their attack on Car is not your concern. Darting forward through the crowd of creatures, you head for the open gate and the backlands. You run for the gate, but your progress is slow. Goblins are surging in, and they are starting to organise. One, a leader of some kind, is hoisted up by the others so he can address the crowd. Car falls, he screams in his guttural voice, and every creature dies. Suddenly, goblin eyes are turning on you, as if they had not seen you before. One springs forward, but there are 100 more behind. You cannot keep this up. Wave after wave of goblin is filling the yard. You cannot hope to kill them all with just your sword. You turn and race away into the shadows. Then a voice rings out. Stop! There's a better way. Who's this? You look around but can see no one. But all around you something is happening. It is as though the goblins have slowed down. They're warmongering, becoming an absurd, stately dance. The noise in the clearing dulls to a low rumble. I command you to stop, the voice cries, and suddenly you feel yourself held rigid. From the smoke of the torches by the gate, a figure emerges. Who are you? You call out. We have not met, the figure replies. It is an old man with a long beard and deep black irised eyes. He paces through the churning goblin army to stand in the open. His legs disappear into a spectral trail. He is at least part wraith. Step forward, he commands. You find yourself bidden. The goblins seem to part around you like smoke as you approach the figure. I have aligned 3 stars, the ghostly man declares. Vic rises tonight. The goblins show their hand tonight, but also you. You are here tonight. My name, the figure intones, is Lorag. I was once a scholar and a noble of this city. Later I founded it. So he's one of the people we're meant to find, right? You founded it later? You reply, confused. Who is this crazed shade? I saw Carr was falling. Sansus had lost his mind and sided with the goblins. The council was in ruins. My own life was threatened. I saw that Carr needed to be saved, so I went back to remake it in a way that could be saved. And here we are now. You have been here 2 days. I have been here hundreds of years, waiting for you to bring me the spell for the gate. The gate is already open? The goblins opened it, their leader did. The figure slowly shakes his head. The spell does not open the gate. His tone is heavy and dark, like tarred timber. The spell controls it, and there are deep magics burned into the wood itself, magics that have poisoned this city and burnt fire into the eyeballs of those who live nearby. He stares at you, his coal black eyes expressing no emotion. Deep magics I placed there to be used by you tonight. I am dead. You must act for me. How can I find this magic, you ask? I try to find them, but they are too well hidden. The wizard nods. The lines are known to 4 nobles. Lord Theta is blind and living in the wasteland of Upper Kar. Lord Shinva is dead, but not yet forgotten, his mausoleum in the necropolis. But there's no more time. You insist. It's too late. There is a magic, Lorag replies, that will give you the time you need. I cast it on myself once, and went far back to before this city was built. I founded Kar. Now you will save it. He waits to let his words sink in. If you will allow me, he says, I will bend time itself so that you may return to the city and find the spell for the gate. So, shall you take the adventure, or will you leave Car to burn? Understand also, he adds darkly, I will curse you and the journey to follow if you do not assist me. You hesitate. Car is a city of traps, but also of secrets, and there is still more you might find. Can you afford to let the city port burn? You found one new clue, and other clues have been updated. Okay, let's check the clue. Lord Shinva is dead. However, there are rumours that his spirit still haunts the crypt in Kar Necropolis. I wish it would, like, put yellow on the ones that have been updated. So, abandon Car or continue the search. I feel like Korga said we needed to be honourable, so if we want to keep them as a god, I think if we do dishonourable things, it might affect that. So we probably should continue the search. I will help you, you tell him. The wizard nods. I thank you. He raises his arm and begins the spell. The raging goblins stand like statues. You feel yourself lifting up from your body, as though you've been snatched away by birdmen. Car dwindles beneath you, and you feel your body growing weaker. Are you... what? So is it just putting me back to the beginning again? I'm really confused. Oh, so it's just like it's rewinding. So I have to choose where... oh. I have to choose where I want to start from again? No, it is actually rewinding. So it's like the other things never happened. I'm not sure if I want to do that, to be honest. I don't get how... yeah, no, I don't actually want to rewind. How can I go? Can I change my mind? Can I just rewind it just to that choice? Find them yourself. I cannot, I am dead. The gate houses all that is left of me. Only the power within it has kept me here so long. I need someone brave and inquisitive and cunning. I need you. Okay, what are the spell lines for? Explain, you reply, head in a whirl. What are the spell lines for? I thought they unlocked the gate. The spell does not open the gate. His tone is heavy and dark, like tarred timber. The spell controls it, and the deep magic's burned from the wood. Okay, we read this bit before, didn't we? Let's do the Stream Raiders. 24 units. That's a bit better than the last time. We've still got 50 enemies to defeat, though. Oh, we're definitely doing better than last time. But it's still going to be close. No, I don't think we're going to make it. Right, we failed again. Okay, I'm going to leave Stream Raiders for today, and we'll pick Streamers at Raiders up again the next time I stream. Okay. And if I refuse, you must not, the wizard replies, for Car will fall. I have no stomach for your quest, you reply. I have a task of my own. Lorag nods, but his expression is cool. You know this. I founded the great city. It burns today because of you. Then your journey will continue, but it will be under a dark cloud. I will curse you further for every step you take beyond our walls. He waits for that information to sink in. If you will allow me, he says, I will bend time. Oh. I don't know where to go back to, though. That's the thing. I don't particularly want to be cursed. I mean, how bad is the curse going to be? I don't know. I think we're just going to go. Let's go and see what happens. Let's risk it. You step back. Your problems are your own, you declare solemnly, and I am no one's servant. Lorag seems to shrink a little from your will. Then he says, I will help you travel past the wall of Kar, that you may watch its fires burn from safety, and see what your selfishness has wrought. But I will come with you as a curse. There is nothing for me here. You feel Korga's great presence leaving you. Oh no. As another takes its place, the wizard is somehow entering your very soul. The ghost wizard raises a finger embossed with a dark green ring and points at you. A moment later, you are somewhere else, the other side of the gate. That's probably a really bad move, right? The marsh goblins race into the city through the open gate, meeting their hill goblin cousins in raucous celebration. You see torches waving and swords clashing. I guess we've got to see what destruction we've, helped happen. More and more marsh goblins are streaming through the gate, as though the backgrounds were a carcass split to reveal a host of maggots. Against such a force no city could stand. Sure enough, you soon see the first rooftop ablaze. By morning, Kar will be no more. Are you happy, Annalanda? Murmurs Lorag in your mind. Okay, I feel really bad now. You turn your back. Your own road lies ahead. Through the plains of Badubak and on towards Mampang. The backlands await. I think this is the end of this book. You remember the words of the Sightmaster Sergeant as you left the outpost settlement. Once you have crossed the city port of Traps, you will enter the backlands. They say that day and night are controlled by forces other than the sun, and from Kar too your progress will be watched. The voice of Lorag echoes in your head as well, calling you coward, traitor, and rogue, and damning you with every step you take. He is your only god now, but he wishes you nothing but ill. Your journey across Kar is complete. In the course of your journey, you destroyed the city point of Kar, and your spirit guide was replaced by the soul of Lorag the wizard. You played 3 games of Swindlestones, losing them all. You collected some magical artefacts, 4 Blimberry potions, 2 giant's teeth, and a green-haired wig. Also, you found a pair of boring skin boots and a tinderbox. You're armed with a long sword and your original sword, and have no rations and 19 gold pieces, and a spell book. Okay, so I think this is a good place to finish, seeing as we finished this book. Wasn't a great playthrough, I must admit. I will continue this sometime with the next book. I don't know when that will be. I won't be streaming for the next 2 days because I'm going away to visit family. So I'm going to be away. What day is it today? Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday I'll be away. I should be back on Thursday. Friday I'm planning on carrying on with what we were playing last Friday. until dawn. So I'm going to continue with that on Friday. Thursday, I'm not sure yet. So if I've decided what new game I want to play, it could be that, or we could continue with some more Steve Jackson's Sorcery. Anyway, thanks everyone for stopping by, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.